Thank you for coming aboard with us for the season finale of 2018. Can you believe it? It's the final race of the season. We have a nail-biter on our hands, and we're getting ready to decide our 2018 champion. Over the course of 35 races, 2 drivers are only separated by 4 points atop the list. Nick Mace has changed hands as your new point leader after Rockingham winning his 6th race of the season. A big win for Nick Mace, and another win this afternoon would break the win record in one season and would make him champion of the 2018 season. But Jesse Turner, trailing by 4 points, will not make it easy this afternoon. Turner has been the guy to beat all year long and has had this championship by the hands all year long, but in the final few races of this season, Turner has dropped the ball and allowed Nick Mace to really close in, and Mace is now the new point leader and leads by only 4 points. Turner starts 4th. Can Turner keep Mace from winning the title? Well, a win today might not even be enough for Jesse Turner. Turner, if he wins this race and Nick Mace finishes 2nd and leads the most laps as well, Mace still wins the championship. It really could come down to who wins this afternoon, and even so, if these drivers are as competitive as they could be this afternoon, it'll come down to possibly who leads the most laps that decides the champion. Let's get you down to start this race. As the field rolls off of pit road and gets set for 150 miles, 100 laps, the season is coming to an end. I'm about to crown a champion. Thank you guys so much for joining us along the way all year long for some incredible battles, some checkered flags. We're going to get ready for another one. The end of an era. This is the last time we'll see this aero package out here. This last time we'll see this race car, as we have a new car, new rules, new everything for 2019. Look at that. Mace Enterprises on the bottom, 1, 3, and 5. Turner Performance on the top. It's going to be Mace Enterprises versus Turner Performance this afternoon, but more importantly, between the 48 and the 17. Mace has the point lead, and for the first time in a long while, somebody else has the advantage over Jesse Turner. How will Turner bounce back? He's allowed this championship battle to be very close at the end. Can he bounce back and take it away from Mace? The championship is on the line. Mace is going to lead him down. He controls the start of this race. The green flag is out, and we're racing at Homestead for the season finale of 2018. A fantastic jump for Nick Mace on the start of this one. He's going to get some bonus points for leading a lap here, bringing Charles Sanford with him. Jesse Turner further back is going to need to try and charge up and lead some laps as well, but it's a long race. Nick Mace leads lap 1. Jesse Turner down low of his teammate Jake Bassinger. Don't think Jake Bassinger will give him any problems. Slipping and sliding on this track. Gonna see some really close quarters racing. Cody Lamas with Dylan Young and Dejon Weeks. They're hoping to go out on top, maybe get a win this afternoon, but they're racing near 3 wide, back for the 7th position. Further in the back of the field, we are seeing 4 wide. William Brock, Zayden Davidson, Zachary Fitzwater, Eric Burton. They keep it clean, but they're still holding it 4 wide. Brock not backing down, but not able to hold it there. Fitzwater and Burton getting very close. Some very close quarters racing at the backpack. At the back of the field. Turner continuing to make the charge up the front to the inside of Charles Sanford. Dom Capps has worked his way around Jake Bassinger. That's for 4th. But Turner sees Nick Mace out front. And like I said at the start of the race, Turner, if he can win this race, but if Nick Mace leads the most laps and finishes 2nd to Turner, Mace wins the title by 1 point. That is the difference that it'll come down to. So leading the most laps could play pivotal in this race, because mathematically Mace could still win the title without winning if Turner wins. But that is not the case if Mace wins. Mace just needs to finish ahead of that 17. The title contenders 1-2 in this race. What a battle we have on our hands for this evening. Dom Capps underneath of Charles Sanford. That's for the third position. Further in the back, you see teammates racing each other. Dejon Weeks trying to get to the corner panel of Dylan Young. Can't quite do it, but towards the front, Jesse Turner trying to get his first lap lead of the night. Nick Mace going to try and keep him back there and keep him from leading a lap, but Turner looks awful quick. Both cars look very quick. Man, this is exactly what we were all hoping we would see. The two drivers atop the points chart, racing each other for the win of this race and for the lead. It's a long ways to go, but it is very fulfilling to see. Turner and Mace, 35 races long in this season. It's been a long season, and they're only separated by 4 points. The championship's going to come down to either of these two. They're side by side for the race lead, and Mace not going to let Turner have it. But Turner again draws even with the 48. Turner has yet to lead a lap. Mace has led every lap. Lap 10 of the race. And it's very crucial for Turner to try and get max points to lead the most laps. And there he is. Turner leads that lap. But Mace trying to cross back under. Cody Lamas has joined the battle here. Top 5 have broke away. And Lamas is underneath of Sanford. He'll get 4th. But Mace back underneath the 17. Side by side. Mace knows that Turner can win this title if he leads the most laps and wins this race. But Mace can still control his destiny even if Turner wins this race. Mace needs to lead the most laps today. Turner knows his position as well. Both drivers know they need to win this afternoon to win the title. They know the stake is high for this race. And Mace and Turner both know the bonus point for leading a lap, 1 point could be the difference, and Mace back out front. Dom Caps trying to get in the middle of this battle. But remember, Nick Mace won his 6th race last race. Caps trying to get his 6th win of this season as well. Couldn't quite get underneath the 17. Side by side for 3rd and side by side for the lead. And further back, side by side for 5th. We got battles all over the track, but the biggest one is for the lead of this race. How fantastic is it to see what a championship battle we're having. Mace and Turner Performance and Mace Enterprises both brought some of the best cars at their stable to do battle here at Homestead. And Mace doing everything possible to keep Turner from leading the most laps. Because at this run, oh! Jeffrey Lynn sideways! Lynn got turned sideways off the bumper of Curtis, and he hangs on to it. Battling to get into the top 10. Lynn is 10th in the standings. He would have fell outside the top 10 in the points if he would have crashed. But Lynn saves his race car and keeps it on the course. Nick Mace continuing to lead a lot of laps tonight. We're on lap 18 now. Mace has led the most laps at this point, but Turner possibly feeling the pressure, knowing the 48 is really quick. Turner needs to get back by him. 5 cars that broke away from the main pack. And Dom Caps, Cody Lamas, Charles Sanford know they're in a position to win this afternoon. They're pretty quick as well, but not quick enough to battle for the lead at this moment. Mace continuing to hold the 17 off. Side by side, Turner to the inside of Nick Mace. Both of them looking for their 2nd championship to be tied for the most all time in the titles. And Turner peeks out in front by half a car length. But Mace fights back on that outside. Both lanes are evenly matched. The outside can get a run. Caps fighting with Lamas for 3rd. He holds 3rd. Mace peeks back out in front again. What a fight we're watching between Mace and Turner. This is one for the ages. Well, look at Lamas driving in on Caps for 3rd. Turner trying to get this lap led to the line, and Nick Mace gets it there just by barely. Mace continuing to do anything possible to keep Turner from getting max points. We continue to see the leaders do battle. 3 wide back there for 3rd. Jesse Turner this time around is gonna get the lead. Every lap is being tallied. Nick Mace has the upper hand, but if Turner can get out front and hold the 48 off, he can tally it back up in his favor. And he slides right back up in front of the 48, but a crossover for Nick Mace. He's been riding that high side most of this afternoon. Can he hook the bottom as good as he is at the top? Nick Mace back underneath of Turner. Can't do anything with him there. Turner continues to lead. Caps holding off for third. He's looking to try and get the battle for the lead. Sanford underneath of Llamas, that's for fourth. But Mace getting a good run through the corner. What a battle. This is for the championship in the Sony Cup Series for 2018. 5 cars still continuing to pull the gap. And like we said, 4 points is the difference coming into this race. And Nick Mace easily just goes back by the 17. And whenever we make pit stops, Jesse Turner and crew are going to need to make some adjustments. Turner drives back underneath the 48. The 48 does look a little bit better than Turner at this point in the race. Caps, Llamas, and Sanford letting them race it out for now, but they look evenly as matched. Caps nowhere to go. Turner side by side with Mace. This is a fantastic show because this is almost like a winner take all, but more pressure is on Turner because if Mace leads the most laps and finishes in second, it doesn't matter if Turner wins. Mace will win the title by 1 point. That 1 point can mean a whole lot because if Mace gets the point, he wins by a point. If Turner gets the point, then Turner wins by a point. And here comes Caps getting racy with him, looking nearly 3 wide off turn 4. Caps got a little sideways. Turner leads at the line. This is great racing at the front. This is for a championship, and for Dom Caps, this is to go out on top for a season that's looked miserable in the second half of the year. Same for Llamas, and for Sanford that missed 6 races. A lot is on the table for these 5 drivers that want to win. Turner getting the advantage in 3 and 4. He's going to clear Mace, and Mace dropping back. Here comes Dom Caps. Dom Caps moves into second, and at this point, it doesn't matter that Mace has led the most laps. Turner will win by 1 point. That is the stake at this rate. And Llamas back underneath of the 48 here. Has Mace been burning his tires a little bit because he is sliding back? Caps is in between Turner and Mace, and that is what Turner wants to see at this rate. But here comes Nick Mace back down below of the 6 of Dom Caps. And this is where it gets really interesting, as if this finishes the way it is right here, with Turner out front and Mace in second, because it all relies on how good Turner performs in this race. If Turner can get max points, leading the most laps, he'll win by 1 point. But if it goes in Nick Mace's favor, then Mace will win by a point, sitting there in second. So Turner needs to do everything possible to keep Mace back and lead as much laps as possible. And Turner is trying to gain it back. Right now, Mace has the most laps led, but Turner is not that far behind. Nick Mace knows what's at stake. He knows he needs to pass that 17. He knows he can finish in second if he leads the most laps, but Mace wants to win this one. He tied Eugene Max's win record for 6 wins in a season. The most we've ever seen a driver win in one season. He's wanting to break it all together and add a 7th win this season. If he could do that, it'd be his 35th win for Turner, looking to add another win to this season. They're side by side. And off turn 4. This is where it matters most. Turner holds the lead. Man, what a fight we're seeing between Turner and Mace. Who wants it more for the 2018 championship? Dom Caps looking to get in the middle of this, even though Caps really would not want to play hand in who wins the title. He just wants to win the race altogether. Looking to battle Jesse Turner, and it kind of hinders Jesse Turner in his fight against Nick Mace. Both of these drivers, Caps, Llamas, and Sanford, all of these drivers right here know that Turner and Mace have a lot at stake in this race, and they're kind of trying to stay out of it, but they want to win as well. And Turner, back underneath of Mace, cannot lead that lap. These drivers, Turner and Mace, have been side by side for majority of the race. Nobody is sitting down. Turner edges Mace at the line to try and swing it in his favor. Mace only has about 5 or 6 laps led more than Turner. We've been keeping a tally. Turner has been bringing it back in his favor because he's been edging Mace little by little at the line. But Mace is doing everything possible. Look at Llamas getting aggressive with Caps. That's for third. And at the line again, Turner trying to do it again. Turner at the line again, edging Mace to put another lap lead in his favor. Turner has the advantage in a turn 1 this time. Jesse Turner getting a run through 1 and 2. And he's going to slide up in front of the 48. Jesse Turner's your new leader. Here comes Dom Caps to the inside of Nick Mace. So Jesse Turner would love to see Dom Caps race the 48, but Caps can't quite get the power down on the inside. Turner out in front. But there's a crash on the speedway. Nick Piercles has spun around. And the leader's coming by. And they get by without any problems. But Nick Piercles has spun around and the caution flag is out. Gonna get a replay of it here. Nick Piercles, let's see. Oh, just slight contact with him and Fitzwater. Just very slight contact. And he just spins it out. And Nick Piercles is gonna be off the pace. And it looks like he'll be able to continue. Our leaders are on pit road. Everyone's on pit road. This is the money stop. Who's going to get out here first? Nick Mace has the #1 pit stall. Will that play in his favor? Yes, it will. Nick Mace gets in front of Jesse Turner on pit stops and leapfrogs him back into the lead. Well, that was interesting. Nick Mace winning pole not only helped him get the lead here, but Turner falls to second, and Mace has led a few laps under caution now. So Mace trying to keep Turner from getting max points. Mace doing everything possible that he can do to win the championship. They both get away very well in front of lap cars. Cody Llama sitting there in third. Dom Caps back to fourth. Ryan Acosta has moved his way up into fifth. Matthew Rodriguez, who qualified very poorly, is sitting there in the top 5. Actually, he's fell outside the top 5. But he's in the top 10. But lap car Nick Piercles really in the way. John Buttle also in the way. This is allowed the leaders to try and pull the gap. Jesse Turner trying to pull it back and get back in the lead. These two have put on quite a show. Never seen it quite like this before. How about Ryan Acosta getting aggressive? He's trying to go after third. And Turner for the race lead. They are so evenly matched at the front. Jesse Turner, Nick Mace performing like they have to win a championship. And nobody else has led a lap other than these two. And it's been quite a show. They've both led 20+ laps. Mace has led a little bit more than Turner at this rate. And Mace knows that if Turner wins and leads the most laps, it goes in his favor. It goes in Turner's favor. So Mace needs to finish ahead of Turner. And Turner vice versa. 3 wide back there for third. Cody Llamas, who's had a miserable season in the second half of the year. Same with Dom Caps. Racing hard with Ryan Acosta, who's moved his way up to the third. And Acosta has been winless all year. He's trying to get up there and win this race, but it's going to be tough to do. Look at this. Mace edging Turner. Every lap's going to matter. If this ends up being 1 or 2 laps more in some driver's favor, you're going to look back and know that that little inch that you beat someone at a line is going to mean the difference. You got to lead as much laps as possible. Lead every lap you can lead in this race. It could matter for Jesse Turner in this race. Nick Mace trying to make sure he wins this title. Same with Turner. Side by side for third. Acosta trying to hold Dom Caps back. Caps refusing to give up and wants to win one more race before the season is out. But these front two refusing to give up. What a battle we're watching. I'm going to take you through the field light quick as Nick Mace has taken the lead. He's a little ahead of Turner at this rate, but Turner right back on down underneath him. Those two have been just battling it out, and it's been fun to watch. But Bassinger is in 5th. Llamas down to 6th. Jenkins 7th. Dylan Young in 8th. Curtis 9th. Jeffrey Lynn in 10th. Further behind, Charles Sanford has fell down. His teammates there, Jordan Davis, Sean Harple, Matthew Rodriguez, Dejon Weeks, Levi Pasco, his last hurrah out here racing mid-pack. His teammate behind him, PJ Williams. Ryan Griffin leaving Martin Motorsports at the end of this race. Chris Dodd leaving Martin Motorsports as well. Both of them going to Allen Family Racing Team. Charlie Smith going to Fuel Brothers Racing at the end of this year. Carson Scott leaving Caleb Hoffman has locked up Rookie of the Year. Kyle Collins just outside of a top 20. Jeffrey Fingai started out back, trying to get into the top 20. Andreas Allen, his last race. And further back, a few other drivers like James Sorfox, his last race as well. And Eric Burton, we don't know what's going to happen to him after this race, but this could be his final Sony Cup Series race as well. So many drivers, possibly their last race, like William Brock, no idea what their future holds in the next year or so. 3-wide battle, possibly Jake Bassinger's going to push the issue. Bassinger's looking awful quick here. Side by side for the lead again. Nick Mace getting another lap led. This is not what Turner needs to see because Mace has the advantage in laps led at this rate. And Turner needs to get out front and lead some laps. Acosta holding back Bassinger for third. Bassinger going to have another go at Ryan Acosta. This is for the third position. Further behind, nearly 3 wide for sixth. But Jake Bassinger, can he possibly get up here and help battle Nick Mace? There's a problem with Josh Crash, an engine failure possibly for the 26, and that really slows up some drivers checking up, possibly thinking there was going to be a caution. Turner was alongside of Nick Mace, and he loses out, and another few laps led, possibly gone there. Oh no, an engine failure for James Silverfox. And Silverfox's Sony Cup Series career is gone up in smoke. And Silverfox will end his career behind the wheel in flames. And going behind the wall, the 13-time Cup winner in the Sony Cup Series and the 2017 Daytona 500 champion will fall out of the race. Turner trying to get back after it. It's amazing that these two have just raced as hard as they have. And Turner trying to edge Mace at the line. And he does, just by enough. And just by a little bit, Turner leads that lap by Mace. Mace charging back on the high side. Nick Mace looks so quick. Supreme confidence from Nick Mace. Mace has just been cutting into the gap on Jesse Turner every race possible. Turner trying to get it back at the line again. Can't quite do it. Mace fights back on Turner. Nick Mace currently with the most laps led. And if Turner is going to win the title at this rate, he's going to need to win the race and see Mace finish third, because right now Mace has every point you could have by leading the lap in most laps led. But Jake Bassinger's there. Could possibly help the 17. A little draft there. Side by side, Turner back out front. Every lap, it keeps changing, it seems. One lap, Turner leads. The next, it is Mace. But there's been more times than not that Mace has led a few more laps than Turner, and that is the difference. And looky here, Jake Bassinger possibly being told by Turner Performance to race that 48 as hard as you can, to not try and hold back like some of these other drivers. Oh, Acosta sideways! Man, I was about to say these other drivers possibly holding back, but it looks like Young and Acosta really not holding back, fighting hard for fifth. The end of the race is winding down, and the lead continues to change every lap. Mace just led the last one. Turner trying to lead it back, and indeed he will. It keeps changing at the front. Young has moved his way past Dom Caps, and Jake Bassinger trying to be a team player to help the 17 out. Side by side down the back straightaway, you see Bassinger trying to give Turner a little bit of assist into turn 3. Bassinger continuing to try and draft the 17, and Turner is going to lead this lap. It's still very much right up for grabs. The most laps led. Mace holds it, but not by a whole lot. Turner out front, and at this rate, Jake Bassinger trying to go by the 48. Mace can finish second if he leads the most laps. But if Turner leads the most laps, it does not matter. Mace will need to beat Turner. And at the line, man, Turner would have loved to see the race end on that lap, because Bassinger edged Mace for second. But here comes Mace fighting back. Jesse Turner has been doing a fantastic job in the last few laps. He has stayed out front for like 5 laps now, but here comes Mace. Turner has been trying to bring it back in his favor. In the closing laps, we're only 15 laps to deciding a champion. And Turner has really brought the lead back down. Turner led a good portion there for a minute, but now Mace is back out front again. It is crucial for Turner to get around Mace because Turner led like 6 laps in a row, and he is only a handful of laps behind Mace in laps led. I would say he's only about 3 to 5 laps behind Mace in the most laps led. Even though Mace led a good portion near the beginning, Turner led this field around a good bit just now. And he's got to find a way around that 48. He is still trailing in the most laps led, but a little help from the 97 of Jake Bassinger, his teammate, sees him back out front again. Turner trying to pull away now. He's held a pretty good lap the last 2 laps now. We're coming up on 10 laps to go. Turner is really bringing Mace's laps led back down. Turner could still lead the most laps. He is very much in the hunt of getting the max points. Mace knows this. Back down the inside. We're in a handful of laps to go now. Mace to the inside. This lap could be pivotal. Who led that one? I don't even know. So close at the line. Nick Mace led it. Very crucial lap led for Nick Mace. Mace, if Turner wins this and Mace finishes second, I don't know how many times I've said that, then Turner can win this title if he leads the most laps, and he knows what's at stake. Fighting with Mace off turn 4 at the line. Who led that one? I think, no, Turner at the line, just is so close at the line. You can barely tell. They're nearly tied at the line. That was 2 laps in a row. Mace and Turner not wanting to give up here. Very crucial laps led. Only 2 laps led separates the 2 of them. The caution flag is out, and Turner leads it at the line, and Turner is gonna get the lead at the line. Oh, and nearly contact after the checkered, not the checkered, but the caution flag. Turner is only 2 laps led behind Nick Mace. And let's see here, we have 10 laps to go. And this means when we go back racing, Jesse Turner, somehow, some way, will be the driver that has led the most laps. So Nick Mace will have to get on the money, because Nick Mace has led the most laps all race long, but when we go back green, Turner will have the most laps led. Unbelievable fight we're watching as we come back to the line. Turner is going to surge ahead by 1 lap led at this line. So Turner, at this point in the race, with Mace right now in second, is going to be big for him. As we come to the line, only 7 laps to go. Lap 94 of 100. Who's going to win the 2018 championship? It's been a big fight. The only lead change we've seen has been between Turner and Mace knows he needs to get by Turner. Side by side, down the back, straight away. Jake Bassinger, Dylan Young, they're hungry for a race win underneath of Turner. And Mace gets the lead back. This is big for Mace to get the lap led. Mace back out front. I hardly doubt Bassinger will race Turner as hard, and he kind of lets Turner go. These front 2 continue to do battle, and they're tied at the top of the lead lap chart. This lap lead could be everything. They are tied, but with 4 coming to like the 4 laps to go, Turner gets it back in his favor. Turner with the lap lead, 1 lap lead more than Mace. Oh my goodness, this is coming down to it. And at this moment, Turner is your champion, but Mace is going to fight with his all on the high side like he has all night. Can Bassinger, can Younger Acosta play an upset role? And Turner back underneath the 48. And a big moment for him to take the lap lead. Nick Mace needs to get back around him to the inside of Jesse Turner. Nick Mace needing to get the most laps led, needing to win this race. Mace at this point can't worry about finishing second and with the most laps led. Mace needs to win this race, side by side. Nick Mace to the point and passes Jesse Turner. Oh, and a caution flag is out. Caution is out and Mace is your leader with 3 laps to go, and we're not going to have enough time for a restart. I don't believe we are. 3 laps to go, and we are not going to have enough time for a restart. The race is over, and Nick Mace is your champion. If Mace can cross the finish line under caution, Nick Mace, it doesn't matter if Turner will lead the most laps at this point. Nick Mace is going to win the race and keep Turner behind him. And Nick Mace is going to win the championship. We're going to have to get a replay of what brought out the yellow flag. Some back markers going 4 wide. TJ Martin, driving for Turner Performance next year. Some slight contact with John Bunnell. William Brock, his last race as well. Contact there. All fine and dandy there. But TJ Martin spins it out and back up the track. And the officials threw the yellow, because oncoming traffic of Caleb Hoffman was still coming when TJ Martin was sliding back up the track. And heartbreak for Jesse Turner. I'm not even sure how close the laps led would have been, but you know, if this race would have went green, Turner would have fought with his all and possibly could have won this race. Turner's gonna say he would have probably tried to deny him. Both of them, we will never know. Turner and Mace would have gave it their hearts to win this race. It's gonna be Nick Mace who wins it under yellow. And Jesse Turner's gonna feel defeated. He's gonna wonder what might have been for those last 2 laps. The white flag under yellow flag conditions is gonna be seen to Nick Mace. What a drive for Nick Mace. He's going to end up getting max points today because he's going to lead every lap since he took the lead at the line to the finish. And it's not by much over Jesse Turner. Turner put up a good fight knowing that he led a good portion near the end of the race. That team really improved the car at the end, but Mace was still possibly the most dominant. And the only lap led all night was between Mace and Turner. Unbelievable fight we watched. That is one for the ages. Jake Bassinger finishes 3rd. He's going to finish ahead of Dom Capps in the championship fight for 3rd. Dylan Young in 4th. A good finish to the second half of the year for Young. And Acosta gets his 2nd top 5 ever. Let's look through the field. Jeffrey Lynn, his last ever Sony Cup Series race, retiring, finishes 9th. Cody Lamas in 10th, his last race for Cybertron Motorsports. A lot of drivers moving off to different race teams, some retiring. So this is goodbye for many drivers on the grid. But for Nick Mace, it's going to be his 5th win in the last 10 races, but it's going to be his 7th win of this year. And he's going to break Eugene Max's record and make it for his own. Mace is going to deny Jesse Turner. And Nick Mace across the line is going to see the checkered flag, knowing he wins the championship for 2018. Nick Mace is a 2-time champion in the Sony Cup Series. And he had to put up a good fight against his rival of Jesse Turner. Turner came in there guns blazing, but Nick Mace came in here hot as well. What a fight we watched. You guys don't even realize just how much attrition was in that race. Unbelievable. This is the end of the season. That was it. That's the season. Nick Mace is your champion with 7 wins on the board. What a fight we watched between Mace and Turner all year long. For Turner, he's going to be wondering what might have been if he could have finished out those last few laps. Jake Bass in your third. Well, like we mentioned, let's go through the field. Steven Jenkins, we do not know what's going to happen with him for next year. He finishes 8th, possibly moving on to different series. Jeffrey Lynn retiring, gets the top 10. Lamas moving to Mace. Griffin moving to Allen Family Racing Team. A lot of hope for him moving forward. As we look deeper on, Jordan Davis and Mace Enterprises' 4-year alliance together will be breaking up. He'll be going to Yant Motorsports. PJ Williams to CM Racing. Charlie Smith of Fuel Brothers Racing. Levi Pasco moving on to different series at the end of the year. But man, Nick Mace is going to defy all odds. He was 65 points back 5 races ago. Unbelievable. Was it even 5 races ago? Round 31 at Talladega. 65 back. Nick Mace is going to win the championship by 9 points over Jesse Turner. Turner, who looked like the champion that was going to be for this year, led the points for about over a race nearly all year. But wrecking at Charlotte Roval, an engine failure, a costly engine failure at Atlanta, really hurt him. And then a mediocre performance at Rockingham, which performed him back into a top 10 finish for Turner. It just wasn't meant to be. And Nick Mace, absolutely fantastic. 5 wins in the last 10 races. 7 wins all year. That is the most we've seen anyone win in a single season. Huge congrats to Nick Mace. He is your 2018 champion. Wow. That is phenomenal. Just want to take a second. It's been a long year. We started in March. It's been a phenomenal year all around. We saw new records broken. We saw amazing drives. Great racing. Some great storylines. And the series is looking to go into 2019 for even a better season. A new car, new car, new aero package, new rules package, new point system, new rules, everything you can think of. The series is going into possibly a new era. Teams are going to need to be focusing a lot on the new race car. It's going to be phenomenal. Can't wait for March of 2019 to start it all over again. A long year, no doubt. I want to thank you all for watching, supporting, and being a part of this amazing season with me. It's been a blast. I've had so much fun doing it. Thank you guys so much. From the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you, just going to be very personal for a second. It's been very great of a season. Love doing this. Love being a part of the Sony Cup Series. Love running it. And so glad to have you all join me all year long. And I can't wait for what the series is going to hold for 2019. Congratulations to longtime driver Nick Mace winning his 35th career win. That is huge. Nick Mace's 35th career win, 7th win of the season, and a huge win for him to win the 2018 championship. Congratulations to him, and thank you all so much again for joining me. Here's your finishing results and the 2018 standings after this year.